Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Indie Comics Review. This is the show where every week I review 3 indie comic books, usually from recent weeks. If this is the kind of content you find entertaining, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. So let's get started right away. The first book this week is New Burn from Image Comics. It is written by Chip Zdarsky and illustrated by Jacob Phillips. Easton Newburn is an ex-cop turned private investigator in New York City. He's on retainer for all the crime families in the city. When something goes down, they call him. In his words, he's like a UN ambassador, or rather a UN inspector, wandering through a war zone. In this first issue, one of the families has called him as he's doing his workout in his badass loft with a scenic view of the city to investigate a mob death. It's just like this underling guy who's like on the outs with his family, and he's been doing some questionable things, so anybody could be a suspect. When he gets to the scene, a veteran cop lets him into the fresh crime scene to make his assessment. They let him in, and in return, he gives them perps. This is a murder of a low-level hood that's on the outs with his family, like I said before, so the killer could be pretty much anybody. But if it's from a rival family, it could spark a gang war, so Newburn needs to act fast. And act fast he does. This guy walks into any situation like he's untouchable and then proceeds to just scope out clues with the accuracy of Sherlock Holmes and wastes no time finding the perp. And this time he wastes no time finding the perp, but there's more to the story than what appears on the surface. This is Chip Zdarsky at his best. If police procedurals on TV were like this, I would definitely be watching them. Jacob Phillips, who's also doing great work over on That Texas Blood, he's right at home on this book too. He's just right in step with Zdarsky's writing. Chip mentioned on a podcast that New Burn has been optioned, like so many other comic books, but this story could really make a smooth transition to the screen because it's just so accurate. It's so well written. It would probably be a hit if they cast it well and just didn't Hollywood it up too much. Option or not, I definitely want to see more of New Burn because the story has just endless possibilities. I forget, there's a backstory also that's about a jewelry store robbery by Nadia Shamans and Zayed Yusuf Ayub that could be interesting as well. So I'm definitely going to be back for New Burn in issue 2. The next book is Knighted. And this is from AWA Upshot, and it's written by Greg Hurwitz and illustrated by Mark Teixeira. Bob is a civilian crime analyst for the police department. He's a tech guy who gets no respect from the alpha males. The story opens with a funny moment where he's proposing to his girlfriend in a restaurant, and she says no. After this incredibly embarrassing moment, Bob needs some air. This story takes place in AWA's universe where the Great Death has killed millions of people and left many of the survivors with powers. Bob runs into one of those people with powers. He's just basically busking for dollars on the street, just showing off his powers. The guy's power is kind of useless for self-defense, and he ends up getting mugged along with Bob. And the guys that mugged him were a bunch of thugs called the Grinders. Bob, still bummed out by his lady's rejection, wanders the streets. Then he comes up on this rope that's tied around a gas vent, this flexible gas vent, and he's worried that the people inside might get suffocated or might get asphyxiated by the gas. He doesn't untie it. So Bob decides to just untie it so the gas won't back up in the building. But that rope was holding up the city's favorite hero, the Knight, who instantly plunges to his death. I really want to like this book. I really did. The concept is a good one. I had a similar idea years ago. I never acted on it, but so I was totally ready to get behind this idea. But I can't, and here's some of the reasons why. Censorship. I hate it. Either say the curse words or don't. Don't make up little squiggly hashtag, tic-tac-toe things, for every other word. It's just copping out. It's just punking out. Just do like Marvel and DC and don't use any words at all other than darn or whatever. So that's my first thing. And then the whole matter of the Knight's line being tied around this flexible thing where like any rando can just reach it. I mean, I just can't believe that any thinking hero would do something like that. Was he drunk? I mean, give me a better death for the hero here. This is just it's kind of lame. And then there's a scene where these ladies are changing in the windows of like 3 different floors of apartments, and all the women are in the windows changing out of their clothes with their underwear showing, and it's like, what does this prove? This is like the same scene where they show the knight's body falling, and just in that very same scene they had just changed the diagram or the layout of the building where he fell from, and it just didn't make sense, just continuity wise. And then Bob's girlfriend rejects his proposal because she thinks Bob's job is just not good enough for her. But she's the daughter of the commissioner. Okay, so I mean, dude, I mean, it's clear that this woman, just wants someone who's high in management, and she doesn't think it's you. I mean, you're proposing to the wrong person. Maybe that's getting a little picky right there, because that's just into the plot of the story. But oh God, I mean, and then the final thing is just, I guess, Bob is just like too much of a wimp to be a hero. I mean, this was kind of like, this was a spoof comic. Okay, sure, great. I mean, I can get along with that. But this is, I guess, an attempting to be serious. Is it what I took it at first to be? I hope I'm not being too hard on this thing. But and then there's his butler, who is just the spitting image of Morgan Freeman. They just really went all out on the Batman comparison in this story. He just tosses this instant suit on Bob, and all of a sudden Bob's got these big muscles and everything. So is this like a Batman Beyond kind of suit that just like, gives you protective armor and helps you to do stuff too? And if it was so good, how come the knight fell to his death from such a small, a short distance? I don't know. I have so many questions about this. But anyway, books like some books that I don't like have gone to be big sneaking hits, and this one very well may. So I know, it's just my personal opinion about all of this. But for all the reasons I listed above, this is why I would not be taking another trip to the city to see the next issue of Night #2. I'm out. Last book is My Bad, and it's from Ahoy Comics, and it is created by Mark Russell, Bryce Igman, and Peter Krause. My Bad is just what it looks like. It's a comic book that does parodies of superheroes. There's no plot or storyline to speak of, really, but issue #1 has 7 short stories, some of them in the form of ads or just old kitschy things from the old days of the Marvel universe, and some of them just like profiles of other heroes from the same universe as well. There's the Batman guy known as the Chandelier, who brings light to Gravel City by night. By day, he's billionaire Jamington Winthrop, heir to a lighting fixture empire. A blue alien speedster called the Accelerator, who has the power of super speed, and he's married to a hot actress and owns a chain of cheap chicken restaurants. And there's a man-child, actually he's called Man-Child, and he's a skinny kid that turns into a Hulk-like creature when he gets angry. The whole book is written in the manner of the old Marvel books, even down to an imitation of Stan's soapbox. This isn't a comic book for everyone, but I know some of you out there are like me, and you like the lighthearted, uncensored comedy books from the 60s especially. Mark Russell does most of the writing and really does a great job too. Some of you may know him from his run on Red Sonja, and also from his own property called Second Coming. Gotta say, the writing by Russell and the art by Peter Krause and Joe Orsack is way better than the art and the writing in the last book I reviewed, Knighted, which is kind of surprising. I mean, Mark Teixeira is I consider him a decent artist, but I really like the art in this book better than that one. I probably will pick up issues of My Bad in the future. If you still enjoy the comic part of comic books, be sure to check out My Bad. I think you'll enjoy it. Well, that's all for this week, folks. Next week, I'm going to be, in addition to reviewing what's going to be coming out, off the top of my head, I can think of the Tyler Boss comic. I can't think of the name of it right now. That's coming out. And then there's also The Merit of Oswald's Body from Boom. That's one that I'm looking forward to too, from some of the bigger indie comics publishers. But next week I'm going to do an Artist Alley, which I've been kind of like putting off for a while, but some people have been sending me books. I haven't forgotten about you. And I've got some more coming in, so I'm going to do like an Artist Alley segment of some indie publishers you probably may not have heard of. So it's going to be a little bit longer show next week, but it'll be worth it. So be sure to come out and check that out next week. So thanks for stopping by this time. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn notifications on if you want to see when I'm making my next video. So until next time, I'll see you guys in the funny papers. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.